Somebody let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Hey, Precious Jewel. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, I just want to go live to do a little pre-show for us watching this documentary together. First of all, happy Saturday. My apologies. Happy Saturday. We are getting ready to go watch this documentary together. Paula Zane, however you say her name, she did a documentary on Andre Montgomery of Welcome to Sweetie Pies. You guys remember that's Miss Robbie's grandson. Tim Norman was sentenced to life in regards to the M for hire plot that he had against his nephew. Remember, I told you guys, we kind of talked about it briefly yesterday. We talked about how this whole thing went down was basically because Miss Robbie thought that Andre took some money from her. Even though he was cleared, she still, had this feeling that he took the money from her. So it's a documentary. It's about 41 minutes. Y'all know, like as long as the episode is of TV. But it's about 41 minutes. And I felt like we could watch it together. I watched maybe like the first, I'd say 12 minutes of it, and I was just a little bit disturbed by what I did see, but I'm very interested in seeing the rest of it, so I did save that to have a reaction with you all. Past the 12-minute mark, I haven't seen any of that other stuff, so it's going to be interesting to see. Y'all know how I feel about this situation. Hey, Amber. I feel like the situation with Ms. Robbie, I just feel it feels weird, right? And I've said this time and time again, shout out to Chronicle Speaks. Chronicle Speaks did have the text messages from trial from Andre to Ms. Robbie. So it was very interesting to just see those text messages per se in regards to Andre stating how afraid he was, right? So we're going to watch it together. It is very interesting. Again, it's only about 41 minutes, but I felt like we should watch it together. I know some people were saying yesterday that they started watching it. But it is going to be interesting to watch together, and I want to watch it with you guys. So I have pinned the link up to the top of the chat so that you guys will meet me over there at 1 o'clock Central Time, and that's 2 o'clock Eastern Time, okay? All right, that's 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 o'clock. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. 1 o'clock Central Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, okay? So I think it'll be a good watch, guys. Like I said, I watched the first 12 minutes, and I do find some things very interesting that are in this documentary. And prayers always for Miss Michelle Griggs, okay, which is the mother of Andre Montgomery. So I always say prayers lifted to her, because I know that this can't be an easy situation, knowing that your son's uncle is the one who, had this whole plot and scheme. And child, y'all, it's interesting too. In the first few minutes, you can already tell, based off of the way that the documentary is going, you can tell how calculated, and for those of you who followed the trial, you know too, but you can tell how calculated Tim was in regards to this. And the one thing I never will forget is Tim sitting there on their reunion sofa, and they asked about Andre's death, and he sat there and said, I couldn't imagine, I don't know who wanted to do that to my nephew. And the whole time, you knew what went down. You knew what was going on. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting watch, for sure. And happy Saturday to y'all. It's 40 people watching us, so clearly there are a lot of people in the bushes. Y'all hit that like button. And hopefully y'all tap the link above and meet us over in the watch party as we watch this documentary together. Hey Tracy, what's going on? What's going on? How are you? How are you? So yeah, I really, because I was gonna watch the whole thing, and I thought, I think that'd be interesting for us to watch together. So when I went live in Patreon yesterday, I was telling everybody that I do want to watch it with y'all. So we're gonna watch it together. We're gonna watch it together. Hey, is it Leslie? Hey Leslie, how are you? How you doing? How you doing? Okay. So just some simple instructions for the watch party. You do not actually have to put your first and last name in there. You can put your YouTube name in there. So it's going to ask you for your first and last name. But again, you can put your YouTube name in there and put something for your last name. And then also too, when you go in, it'll say tap to unmute the screen. It may work for you. It may not work for you. If it doesn't work for you, make the screen full size and then tap unmute. Oh, it's Lassie. I'm so sorry. Baby, let me tell you something. I would get people's names wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I saw this docket was so sad and made me mad all over again when I first heard about it. I knew who did it. Yeah, and that's, and I think that's why I battle with Miss Robbie. We're gonna talk about it more, but I think this is why I battle with Miss Robbie. While I understand Tim is your son, and I understand Tim is your son, and I understand you wanting to support your son. But the issue that I do have is that Andre warned Miss Robbie several times about him being afraid of what Tim was capable of doing. When Andre got cleared by the police or the people who were doing the investigation on the robbery, he made it clear to his grandma then that he was afraid of what Tim Norman was going to do. Now, he wanted to prove to his grandma that he didn't do it. But he also, the only other person that could have been connected at the time would have been Tim. And so this is why I say I teeter-totter with Miss Robbie, because I can see Miss Robbie possibly being scared of Tim. But I just don't think that that's a good enough excuse for not listening to your grandson. Do y'all see where I kind of go with the battle with it? You know what I mean? And again, I understand it's a son, but it's like, yeah, wrong is wrong. And I teetered, and I get it that you might be scared of him, but I don't think that that is an excuse for you not supporting your grandson. You see what I'm saying? I teeter-totter with that. I really do. Especially when it's crime. Absolutely. I agree, Tracy. Janae even warned them about Tim. They didn't want to listen. Yeah. Several people actually warned about Tim and nobody wanted to listen, But I think all along in some of the details that we are going to hear, I feel like all along, it's like the signs were there, Miss Robbie, and it almost seems like you chose to ignore them. And again, it could have been out of fear. It could have been out of fear. And this is why, again, I say I teeter-totter with it. I do. And that's just a real side of me. You know what I mean? I do teeter-totter with it because he is someone to be scared of. You know what I mean? Because of what he is capable of doing. So anyway, child, we're going to watch it together. That way we can have our reaction to it. I know some people, stated that they had already started watching it and they watched it on, some people said they seen it on Discovery Plus. Some people said, They send it on the ID channel. But I think Paula Zane, or however you say her name, I think her show be everywhere. I think it'd be everywhere. So yeah. I want y'all to click that link. If you're willing to watch it with us. We are about to go over and get started. I try to give people, about 5 or 6 minutes to get in there before we get started. But the link is pinned in the chat, so you guys can grab that link and head over to the watch party. I'm getting ready to start it here shortly. And then we'll give a few minutes for the people to get in the room, and then we'll get started on it. And again, remember, you do not have to put your actual first and last name in there. Oh, excuse me. You do not have to put your first and last name in there, but you do want to put maybe your YouTube name in there so we know who we're talking to. And then also to just make sure that we keep it respectful. But we always have a respectful chat when we do watch parties, so be respectful now. So all right, I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to get on over there. Click that link, join us. If you have any audio issues, it's gonna ask you to unmute your screen or tap to unmute, but you may have to make it full screen and then unmute it there. Okay. All right. I will see you guys over there. I'm about to let my Patreon community and everyone else know that we are getting ready to head over and watch this documentary together. And I don't care if we got a few people in there. We're gonna go ahead and watch it. We're gonna do it. Okay. All right. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye now.